Hi air signs, how are you? Welcome to the week of April 30th. This is Shooting Stars Tarot, and this is your weekly Law of Attraction and Manifestation reading. Let's go ahead and get started with Geminis. All right, what are the messages and advice and guidance that you have for Geminis this week in terms of what they want to manifest and bring into their life? In terms of life, love, physical, spiritual, financial, emotional well-being. What are the messages for Geminis? What is the guidance and advice that you have for Geminis this week in terms of what they want to manifest? All right, Geminis, this is what you want, your focus, where this focus is taking you, advice, and then additional advice to consider. Let me pull these down a little bit. All right, what is the Page of Pentacles reversed. So you are not ready, or you're not mixing practicality and emotions in your communications this week, or somebody's not doing that with you. Maybe you want more emotional communications, maybe you want more practical communications, maybe you want communications to come swifter, but they're not. So right now you're not getting the communications that you're wanting, or they're not in the fashion that you're wanting. Now keep in mind that Mercury is still retrograde. It's going direct this week, but there's still going to be some mixing of the uncomfortable awkwardness in communications anyway. So just be prepared for that. What you want is the Eight of Cups. Now these readings don't have to be love related. They sometimes are, sometimes they clearly are, but this one I think for you, Geminis, is love related, because what you want is the Eight of Cups reversed. And this speaks to you not wanting somebody to walk away. So you might be sensing, possibly because of this lack of communication, lack of emotional. If you see this card, if you see how he's slowly, now the pentacles are the earth sign, so very practical and realistic. But as you can see, he's taking one little pentacle and he's slowly dipping it into this vast mass of water. And this is an earth sign, so he's sitting up on stable ground. He's in tune with the earth. And he's testing the emotional waters very slowly with just that one little pentacle, dipping it in. Now, what this means is that in general, the communications that are coming from an earth type of energy into your life are always going to be slow. And they're always going to be kind of testing the emotional waters. Now, when this is reversed, there's not even testing the emotional waters. There could also just be no communication, or it could be extremely slow. So, because of this, you're worried and you're really feeling like somebody's getting ready to walk away and you don't want them to. So liken this to, or just accept that this is because of all the Venus retrograde that we've been through. That's now over, thank goodness. And Mercury is still retrograde, but it's almost over, thank goodness. And then Pluto's going to be retrograde all summer. Now Pluto is the planet of death and finality. And so when he's retrograde, there springs life into everything. So this is going to be a summer of lighthearted, fun, silly encounters. I mean, it's just going to be a very fun summer. So get ready for it and just let it in. So this worry that you have, worrying somebody's going to walk away, try not to focus on that. Just don't do anything this week that could force this one way or the other. Just kind of let it be. Now, your focus is the Devil card. So you could be addicted to this person. This could be very carnal type of connection where there is just extreme attraction, and that's awesome and beautiful when we have that in our lives, right? We love it. So this is where your focus is, and this might be so strong that you really are afraid this person's going to walk away, because while we have such a strong connection to this person, physical connection, your focus is taking you to a place of the Hierophant, the high priest. So on some level, you're wanting this to persist and elevate and be augmented into something that is solidified, and where there's a traditional commitment, maybe a marriage, maybe a soul connection that you both really talk about and acknowledge that this is something that, one, doesn't come around every day, and two, you're wanting it to be continued and acknowledged in some sort of way that you both know that it's not just a physical connection, that maybe there actually is something more. And because these two cards are so intense for you, this is really stressing you out. So just sit with it, be with it. Don't try to force anything. And I don't think you normally do that anyway, Geminis, but just be and look forward to this because you're focusing on this. And just wait till next week, just go through this summer even, because we've gone through some strange retrogrades and it's been crazy. And so don't spin in this cycle, because maybe they're just feeling a little bit weird too. Now, advice, the King of Wands, and this is a card of owning yourself, owning the outcome, owning the project, owning the people. And this sounds funny to say after I tell you to just be and sit with it. But in the advice position, this also speaks to confidence and self-confidence. Have confidence in the person, have confidence in the relationship, and believe in the connection. And just know that it's progressing in the right direction. Things just might be a little awkward this week. So in terms of advice and what you're wanting to manifest, be confident. Be confident. Walk towards the light in confidence, because you're ready, you're smart, you're prepared, everybody loves talking to a Gemini. And so just be confident. That's the main advice this week. Now, additional advice to consider is the Seven of Wands reverse. So this speaks to really letting your guard down. You may have felt defensive. You may even feel defensive. And you feel like there's a battle brewing. But with this is reversed, and in the additional advice to consider position, this speaks to be confident in the situation, be confident in who you are, and be confident in the other person, and really let your guard down. So any communication where it might be sparse and unemotional that comes to you this week, don't take offense to it and respond in a lighthearted, controlled, confident manner, and that will set the stage for everything else to move forward. All right, well, thank you so much, Geminis. I hope you enjoyed that reading. Let's move on to Libras. Hi, Libras. How are you? This is Shooting Stars Tarot. Welcome to your weekly Law of Attraction and Manifestation reading for the week of April 30th. Let's go ahead and get started. What are the messages and advice and guidance that you have for Libras with respect to what they want to attract and manifest this week in terms of life and love, and physical and spiritual and emotional and financial well-being? What are the messages and advice and guidance that you have for Libras this week? Okay, this is what you want, your focus, where your focus is taking you, advice, additional advice to consider. What is right now, Libras, is you are not feeling like you are in control of a situation, and you're not feeling capable in a situation this week. So keep in mind, Mercury is still retrograde, and there's still some other planets retrograde, but that whole energy as we progress through the week is really going to be lightening up, and the heaviness of the last few months is really going to be lightening up. And Pluto is going to be retrograde through this whole summer, and Pluto is the planet of death and finality, and he's kind of uncompromising. But when he is retrograde, it's almost as if he just breathes life and love and excitement and silliness into everything in our life. So that's really going to be lightening up as we move through the week. So this heavy feeling right now that you have of not being capable of manifesting something is stressing you out, but just know that it's going to be going away, quickly going away. Now, what you want is the Five of Wands. So you want a light environment. And this could be, again, about work or love. And so you want that camaraderie, that joking, happy, exciting type of positive atmosphere where everybody's working and everybody's supporting each other and there's that witty banter and that witty repartee that takes place. And you really thrive off of that environment. And it's actually a very social environment too, and you really thrive off of social environment. So this is kind of what you want. You want things to be lightened up. Your focus is the Knight of Pentacles. You could be focusing on a person, but I'm sensing more for you, Libras, that you're, again, relating to the Magician. You're focusing on not having the ability or the know-how or the motivation to progress forward in something for some reason. This could be work-related. But notice this card. He's high up on a mountain, and he didn't just get there. He worked and put one foot in front of the other, over and over and over and over and over until he reached this place. And he's still not at the top, but he's appreciating the work he's done and where he has gotten. So you're feeling like you can't keep putting one foot in front of the other for some reason, and you're maybe feeling tired or not capable about something. I don't know what that is for you, but it's almost as if you kind of wish you had a cheering squad to help push you forward. Now, where this focus is taking you is to the Ace of Swords reverse. So you're seeking, or you're having some sort of lack of clarity for some reason this week. I don't know what it is. I don't know why there's this blocking with you, but maybe you're feeling, because look, all of these cards just have one person in them, and what you're wanting, it includes a bunch of people. So maybe you're really needing to surround yourself with a cheering squad and with your friends and a positive environment, because again, you're lacking clarity, you're lacking the confidence in your ability, you're lacking the motivation to move forward. Even if it is just one step at a time, it's not there. You're not wanting to. So you're needing to put yourself in an environment to give you that energy. Advice is to have confidence. Libras, definitely be confident. The King of Wands, all confidence, right? He is Mr. Confident. So even when things don't go well, he still is so positive, because wands and fire signs are like the eternal optimists, right? No matter what, no matter how bad a situation gets, they always can find some sort of solution, and they believe in that. And it tends to really work out in their favor. If you can focus on something, like if you look at a rock that has sun beating down on it, half of the rock is in the shade and half of the rock is in the sun. So it's equal. You can literally choose which side of the rock you want to look at and which side of the rock you want to focus on. These people, these fiery energies, they only focus on the positive. Even when they get really down in the dumps, they let it impact them for like 5 seconds, and then they immediately start coming up with some sort of solution. So have faith in yourself, have faith in the light, in the positivity, and the optimism, and have faith in where it can take you, and that will breathe confidence into your life. And you'll pull this energy from these people. So surround yourself with people this week. That's what I want to tell you, Libras. Surround yourself with people. Additional advice to consider is the Ace of Pentacles. This speaks to this new beginning, this thing you're trying to do that you don't feel like doing right now, but you want to. This thing is going to be successful. It's a very prosperous new beginning. And I was talking about this. I've never talked about this before with this card until I was doing a private reading for somebody yesterday. And I realized when you think about earth signs and how practical and slow and methodical they are in what they do in life in general and how they approach things. They're always very slow and calculated and methodical. And they know that they're going to get a positive result because they've mapped it out and they've planned it out so well. Now, with that being said, this pentacle, and I'm going to spend a lot of time here, so just listen to me, Libras. This pentacle, she's planting it, and she's expecting it to grow. And she knows it will, because she is an earth energy. She has confidence and faith in her abilities to make it grow. She's not going to douse it with water and emotions constantly, because she knows overwatering it with too much emotion will kill it. Same with the sunlight. It needs to have sunlight and it needs to not have sunlight. Too much sun will kill it. Not enough sun will kill it. She also knows that it has to be planted at a certain place in the earth for it to be able to grow. So just before she even plants it, there's a lot of consideration that goes into place. Just like a typical earth sign. So it's mapping out and planning it. And just like this, he knows that when he's climbing all these mountains that there's going to be rainy days and stormy days and cold days and hot days and days he's not going to get into reach his goal point. But he also knows that he also just has to keep putting one foot in front of the other and stay in line with the end goal and kind of average out the good days and the bad days, and eventually he will get there. That's kind of the mindset of earth energies. So the reason why I'm spending so much time here, Libra, is, and this is an important card for you this week in terms of something additional to consider, because if you're kind of losing faith in your ideas or your situation or yourself or lacking the motivation, have that confidence that it can be. It just takes consideration. It takes the right type of energy. It takes the right type of effort, the right type of clarity, the right type of action, the right type of manifestation, the right type of emotion. So just be aware of that, but always have confidence that it will grow, and always have confidence that it will be hard, but there's always a way. Same with this. You have to plant the seed. You have to surround it and give it what it needs in order for it to grow. Libras, for me, for some reason, and I don't know if it's because you're my opposite sign, but you always have very interesting readings to me. Leave your comments below. I'm curious what this means for you. In some odd way, possibly because you're like my sister sign, opposite sign, I identify with your readings in some way, but it's always a little bit confusing to me. So leave your comments below. I would really appreciate it. All right, let's move on to Aquarius. Aquarius. What are the messages and advice and guidance that you have for Aquarius in terms of what they want to attract and manifest into their life this week? In terms of life and love, spiritual, physical, emotional, financial well-being. What are the messages and guidance that you have for Aquarius this week of April 30th? Okay, this is what you want, your focus, where your focus is taking you, advice, and then additional advice to consider. What is Aquarius is the 20th Major Arcana card reversed. So, there's not going to be any sort of renewal. There's not going to be a final outcome. There's not going to be a final decision. Not this week. What you want is the Eight of Cups reversed. This speaks to you not wanting somebody to walk away. Now, this doesn't have to be a love reading, but in terms of, this can be, losing a client in work. So something in your, or, losing a friend or something. Now just recognize we've all been through kind of emotional couple months, but that's really lightening up as we progress into May. So just be aware of that and ready for that. But for you this week, what you want is for somebody or some situation to stay. There's this threat of a separation, but it doesn't have to be. Speaks that it's not going to be finalized. Whether they stay or go, it's not going to be finalized this week. Your focus is the Moon card, so you may be thinking that there's secrets around. You may be feeling insecure and very emotional about the situation or about the person, and it's impacting your psyche, it's impacting your emotional state. Where this emotional state is, and possibly this mistrust is taking you, is to the Nine of Pentacles. So you're already starting to prepare yourself for this separation, whatever manner this separation means for you, whatever way this separation is when you're thinking about work, friendships, love, you're already kind of preparing yourself for this separation. I'm ready to be alone. I don't care what they do. I'm going to be settled. I'm fine. I have money. I have my things. I can find my own place. You're already kind of mentally putting yourself there, and you're kind of doing it too soon. And in essence, Aquarius, you're projecting that out, and by doing that projecting out of, I'm going to be fine whether they stay or go. I don't care. I don't want them to leave, but who cares if they do? You know, kind of that mindset. That's projecting that, and when you project that, it can come to reality. So if you really don't want them to leave, if you really don't want this to be some sort of final judgment and final outcome, then don't project this. Don't let this get to you. Think of positive things. Think of happy times. Now, advice, Queen of Cups. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog snoring. She's out in the hallway and she's a pug, and that's her whole life, is trying to breathe. So advice is the Queen of Cups reversed. So this is telling you to keep your emotions in check. Don't be a drama queen this week about whatever this situation is. Recognize that Mercury is still retrograde. Lines of communication are still crossed. We're coming from a very emotional place this last 2 months, 2.5 months when Venus was retrograde. It's been difficult. It's been emotional. Lines of communication are still crossed. There's still misunderstanding. So get yourself through this week without jumping to some sort of conclusions, without being overly emotional, without projecting this thought of, well, fine, I'm going to be fine no matter what. Because in your heart, you don't want them to leave. In your heart, you don't want there to be some sort of final judgment. And it's not here yet, so don't assume that it is. Something additional to consider is the Queen of Wands. This is the card of Aries. This speaks to confidence. This speaks to optimism and positivity. Don't be a drama queen this week, Aquarius. Seriously, you're going to project the wrong image, and it's going to come to reality. Wands and fire signs are the eternal optimists. They always see an outcome, a positive outcome. They always see a way. They always can figure out some way to make it happen and work out for everybody's benefit. Stay in that mindset. Look towards the sun. Stay happy. Know that there's nothing finalized, so why even assume it is? And just be positive and happy and let that acceptance of love in, and know that it can be equally as positive just as much as it can be equally negative. So why even focus on anything negative? Why even focus on the fact that somebody could leave? Just assume they're not and just act as if they're not, and be happy and grateful for who they are and how they are in your life. Be positive. Project the right thing this week, Aquarius. Project the right thing. You want a certain outcome? Only project that outcome. Assume it's going to be good. Because why? If you can assume it's going to be good and you can assume it's going to be bad, those are trajectory of those assumptions put you in completely different states of mind. So why not just always choose the positive? Why not? Because you could choose the negative and it could turn out positive just as equally as vice versa. So why not only focus on the positive? That's what this Queen of Wands is always about. That's what fire signs are about. So use that to your benefit this week. All right, Aquarius, I hope you heard that message because it's an important one for you. And let me know in the comments below. And welcome to May. Hope you enjoyed that. Bye.